everyone, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. Don't forget, we are a real estate agency, and if you'd ever like to check us out, there's our registration right there. I'm the Gaikokujin no Tanto, Bruce McCullough desu. Failing that, you can always come here to the website, tokyorealestateman.website, just as it says right there. Even I can remember it. Hit that contact box and I'll bring you around here to the middle of the page. Failing that, you can get a hold of me here at my email directly. Let's get over to the map. Where are we looking today? We are looking here in Yokohama today. And in Yokohama, there's about 4 or 5 wards right now that are really growing in terms of population right there. And it's really indicated in here in terms of the price. Anything that we're looking at here, none of the rental stock is here in the supply right here. And we're looking at things that are over 30 meters. Here is Minatomirai, which is the sort of in fashion area, the most expensive area for apartments or undetached sort of housing here in Yokohama. And I did look at this unit right here, which is a really interesting one. It has 35 meters. And is for sale here for Isen Gohyakuman, so about $140,000 Canadian. Let's cut over here to the listing because this is a really interesting listing. And something like this rarely comes up. We'll go over it quickly. The price again, Isen Gohyakuman, 140. Today the yen I think was at 105 today, so it's going to be about $140,000 Canadian. This is a 2DK. 35 meter unit in a concrete building. It's on the 3rd floor of a 3rd floor building in tile, built in 1990. See, this is a 1,000-year-old building. In some ways, this is a more intelligent move than buying a house in some ways, because even if nothing redevelopment was never to come into this building, there's nothing that's going to shake it down. It's basically earthquake proof. And this is on the top floor. I don't think there's an elevator in this building though, and that's the problem. However, there's one other interesting thing here in the with this one particular property, and I'll get to it at the end. I'm trying to keep you to the end of this video, but don't worry, it's not going to be long. There we have it right there. It looks to be like this building could be cleaned up a little bit, but I'm going to get to the reason. This is a suite right here, and it looks really good. It's on the top floor, and it's got a really big sort of roof balcony. I don't know what it said. We'll look on details of the listing after to see what the size of the balcony is right there. I think it is west facing, but everything in here unit looks to be pretty good to me. Things that you could easily update would be the wallpaper and these sort of older sort of fixtures. These are really easy to change. You can just go to the home center and pick up all this stuff. Any of this stuff is standard. Even changing this light over here is standard. You don't have to really change this wallpaper either. You can just paint it as well. That's an alternative. Anyhow, this is a nice looking unit right here in the kitchen right there. This doesn't really get me mad. I could, for example, easily tile over all this right now with a more contemporary tile. But you know what? You don't need to do nothing if you don't want to. There, you could even this sort of fan like this. This is all standard. You can order this on Amazon, take it down, and put a new one up. It's not that hard to do. Anyhow, tatami room too. There's nothing I don't like about this room. There's 2 tatami rooms in this one, and an older unit bath. But you know what? You spend about 5 or 6 minutes, maybe 15 minutes a day in this room, and it doesn't look like there's anything wrong with it. So why update it? Another room right there. We could come back here to the layout. Again, you could maybe update this toilet, for example. I think you could rent this easily as well. So come back here. I want to come back here to the layout because someone's getting a hold of me on Instagram. You ninkimono igo de eigo de popular guy. Okay, so here's your kitchen, dining room here. There's a room over here. There's a room here, and there's a roof balcony. So I guess that's the weakness to the unit, in that in order to get to the other room, you have to come through the Japanese room. I don't know. It's a good unit maybe for a family. And I want to come here to the bottom of the details of the listing because it's really, really interesting right here. Anyhow, the location of it's really, really great. Okay, yeah, again, we reviewed it on the map, but that's in the middle there is Sakuragi Cho Station, 13 minutes to that one right there. This is Hinode Eki, and that's 9 minutes right there. The location is right in the middle of Yokohama, and we know that there's red pill all around it. Again, the price is Isen Gohyakuman. This apartment does not have an elevator though. That would be the weakness. However, weighing this one against the house, in some ways this might be actually better. This is northwest facing there, it says right there. And I don't think there's an elevator in the building, but this is really interesting. I came here to look, here it mentioned it, where did it mention it? Right here. There are no management and no repair fund fees here in the building. So it says right here, Kanri Kumiai kino de orimasen. So there is no, and it's a self-managed building. So I'm imagining that the owner owns the balance of the units here in this building, okay? And you would own this unit, but there's no repair fund fees, there's no management fees in this building every month. So in some ways, it's kind of like owning a house on the top floor. This is really, really interesting. So there's no running expenses every month. You probably have taxes every year, about maybe $300 or $400. So $30 a month. This is really sort of interesting. I have unit in one self-managed building where the owner, she owned basically most of the other owner. I own one of the units. She owned the balance of the units in the building. This is sort of a similar setup for these sort of smaller buildings like this. It's interesting. I'm friends with the owner still after like 30 years. So it didn't mention the balcony size, but I think the balcony looked to be about 10 meters. Just an interesting unit. This one here also says right there, Jishu Kanri Shoyuken, which this is really important. The owner owns the balance of the majority, we can imagine, of the units in this building, but you still own that one unit that you own right there, and you can never get pushed off it. So in a way, you're getting a 1,000-year house for $150,000 or $140,000 Canadian. Of course, it is IKEA right there. That's about the skinny on this sort of unit. Anything we could review might be just looking at I'll expand the map. We'll look at the location briefly in terms of where it is in Yokohama. Yokohama Station is right here to the north, just up into here. I can bring it down one more. This is Minatomirai. This is Chinatown, Motomachi Chukagai over here. This is the sort of more expensive sort of apartment area along the coast here in Minatomirai. Yokohama Station right there. Really, the location is great. You're getting almost like a house here in central Yokohama. You do have to deal with the stairs every day. That could be an obstacle. It could be an opportunity. It depends on what you want to look at. Anyhow, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man. If you want to get a hold of me, you can always come here to my Instagram, Tokyo Real Estate Man website. There's a picture of me right there. Right there. Failing that, don't forget all my contact information or stuff that you'd like to vet us out is all detailed here on this meishi, which means business card. Also, the last way, and I'll repeat it again, if you want to get a hold of me, come here to the website, tokyorealestateman.website. Today's apartment in central Yokohama, interesting, no management fees, no repair fund fees. I think maybe every 10 years, if there was some repairs to do on the roof and stuff like that, you'd have to contribute your end that you don't to the owner. But the owner who owns the balance of the units, I'm imagining, would have the largest portion of that. You would only have to proportionally pay for whatever share that you own there in the building. Anyway, another video here from the Tokyo Real Estate Man, coming at you quick from Yokohama. Itsumo arigato. お疲れ様です。